Hi there everyone, welcome to my channel, Aqualuna73. This is not going to be a reading, okay? As you can see, I have my Bible here. Basically, this is about something that I've seen online and I want to address it. And I felt basically pulled by the Holy Spirit to do this. And the things that I want to mention before I go ahead with what I'm going to talk about is I don't like to become militant and fanatic about things, okay? But when I see something and I don't agree with it, I have to make a video about this and basically just speak about this and give my opinion about this, okay? So the download that first of all, before I got the download, I was busy like practicing my craft. Everybody knows by now I make jewelry. I was working on some pieces that I finished, but I haven't finished. With the design, I'm still busy figuring out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to incorporate the pieces into a specific design. So while I was busy with these designs and I was collecting my beads and stuff, and I had this download, okay, after going onto YouTube, and I went to go check my analytics, and then there was this video that popped up into my news feed. And in this video, this man was basically speaking about polygamy, and he was the one video the man was speaking about polygamy. He has a second wife, he met his third wife, and now he claims that this third wife is his twin flame. Then there's another video that I've seen about someone that is married, okay? This man was married and he got divorced, he got married again, and he got divorced from the second wife, and the third wife, okay, he's married still to her, but now he claims, and he has made videos about this, where he claims that he has met his twin flame, okay, and he's already in his third marriage, but he claims he met his twin flame, okay. So I'm here to, I made a reading, okay, and the reading was for members only. And I'm starting to think, I haven't posted the reading yet because it's for members only. But I'm starting to think maybe I should just post this video because it was exactly also about the same subject, okay. So basically, I want to talk about this, okay, and about the implications of men and certain I would say claims that certain men make, okay. I've shared a few months ago, I think a month 2 months ago, about this reality show here in South Africa, okay, around a very wealthy businessman, and his wives, he has probably 3 or 4 wives, okay. Okay, so basically this video is basically a warning to women about polygamy. And about spiritual manipulation and the misuse of the twin flame narrative, okay, because I feel these men are misusing the twin flame narrative. Okay, so I think I'm going to call this video When Desire Masquerades as Destiny, okay. This is what I think I'm going to name this video. Basically, this is also what I got, one of the verses in the Bible that I got as a download, and I went to go study on what the scripture says about marriage and stuff like that. Okay, so chapter 19, verse 6. Wherefore they are no more twain. Okay, I'm just like quoting directly, okay. But one flesh, what therefore God hath joined together, let not a man put asunder. Okay. So basically what it means is when God decides upon a union, when God decides, or you meet your divine spouse, or some call it kingdom spouse, okay, or twin flame. You can call it twin flame as well. They basically, if these two individuals get married, it's not a union that can be taken apart by man. So marriage under law, not under biblical law, but under law of humans, human law, if I can put it that way, is not acknowledged, okay? Because the Bible has their own basically views regarding these things. So I'm going to give my opinion. You don't have to take it as law, okay? I just feel I need to address this situation. So let me continue. I don't want to digress. So basically, throughout history, okay, a lot of men, seeing that we grew up as females, and we've known from a very young age, seeing our grandmothers and mothers, that we grew up in a patriarchal society, even in church, okay? And through history, some men have always attempted to dress their desires in language of destiny, okay? In spirit, and basically they dress their desires in the language of destiny, spirituality, or some divine purpose. And more than often, it was basically just a simple craving. It was a novelty for attention, or basically it's just sexual variety, okay? Sexual variety repackaged as some sacred calling. This is how I see it, okay? So the latest version, as I just said to you, this latest version is this two videos that I saw of these two men, okay? Of this misuse of these twin flame and kingdom spouse concepts, and the soul connections or soulmate connections that you have, or these divine unions for that matter. And I feel, in my personal opinion, okay, this is basically a video and it's a warning to women. You should be very cautious. Even these people, especially if it's women watching these videos, of these men claiming they are spiritual, they should be extremely cautious whenever a man uses spiritual language to justify expanding his romantic relationships. Because this is exactly what it came across to me. It came across as that, okay? He was seeking for a reason to cheat, or he was seeking for a reason to get another wife, okay? So he's basically justifying expanding romantic relationship, and he's basically expecting others to absorb the consequences of what he is doing, okay? This is exactly what this individual, or these two male individuals, are doing. They acting upon some type of lustful desire, sexual desire. I don't know if it's unknowing to them. I don't think so. We grown men with that we're talking about. And they want to repackage it as something else, okay? And they want to repackage this as some type of spiritual language. They want to justify expanding their relationships, romantic relationships. They want to justify cheating. And they're expecting at the end of the day that the kids, the wives that they already have to absorb the consequences of the choices that they made, or going to make for that matter, even if they haven't done it already. But in both cases I just mentioned, they already did it, okay? And what I need you to understand, divine female, please, I need you to listen very carefully when I tell you this. There's a profound difference between spiritual truth and spiritual desire, okay? These men already have, one of them already has multiple wives, the other was married twice. And now all of a sudden they discover they have twin flames. Don't you think this deserves scrutiny? Okay, not admiration, scrutiny. Why are the audience of this individual that listens to their videos, why don't they question these things? Okay. If every new attraction that any man that's in a committed relationship experiences becomes some type of divine revelation according to him, where does accountability come in? And where does self-indulgence, where does accountability end and where does self-indulgence begin? Do I need to repeat myself? And I'm not mad at the women. I'm not sure what male individuals are going to watch this video. Okay. But this is a very, very simple question. Every man, if he has a new attraction and he's already married, and he sees, okay, this is some divine revelation, I met my twin flame. Where does accountability start or end? And where is it self-indulgence? Where does it begin and where does it end? And the beauty, I wouldn't say the beauty, not the beauty, this is the wrong word. The absurdity of this is many women, they enter into these arrangements, these polygamous arrangements, okay, believing they're joining a family. And often, more than often than not, even statistically, it has been shown, if you go do your research, okay, they discover at the end of the day, there's more competition than anything else. And I live in South Africa. Polygamy is normal, yeah, okay. Polygamy is normal in most of the countries in South Africa. So I knew a woman that grew up in a polygamous household. Her dad, her mother was the second wife. And she always spoke to me and she told me about the continuous fighting among the siblings, the continuous competition among the two wives for the attention for the man, the favoritism, okay? He's going to have a favorite. And if you look at that, what do you call it? That I can't even remember what that talk show, or not talk show, this reality series is about this man that has so many wives, okay? If you look at certain scriptures in the Bible doesn't say it's against polygamy. A lot of people in the Bible practiced polygamy, okay? But the Bible warns against it if you look at it. If there's actual warnings in the Bible, because the Bible knows what the consequences are of arrangements like this, okay? We as human beings, we naturally desire attraction. Desire affection. We desire security, exclusivity, and significance. And when a man's attention and resources and time and emotional energy is divided upon multiple women and multiple households, rivalry will most definitely become inevitable, even in this reality show. The wives are going to continuously compare themselves to one another. The children are going to compare themselves to one another. Questions are always going to arise, like who is loved more, who receives more attention, whose children matters more, who receives the greatest financial support, who is truly first in his heart. Okay? And in my opinion, and I think many people, even in people that are educated in psychology, will say, these are not signs of weakness. It's not a sign of a weak character. It's normal. It's normal human responses to unequal emotional investment. Okay? I said before, the Bible itself repeatedly demonstrates these realities. And I'm going to make a few examples now. Sarah and Hagar, okay, I speak under correction, I might get the names wrong, became locked in conflict, okay. Rachel and Leah competed for Jacob's affection. Children born into these family structures inherited tensions that shaped generations. King David's household was marked with rivalry and division. Solomon, many relationships ultimately contributed to his downfall, and we all know how many wives and concubines he had. Okay? Do you notice something there, a pattern perhaps? The scriptures, it records polygamy, but it doesn't necessarily represent polygamy. It represents polygamy with consequences if you read the stories right. God tolerated many things because we are human. Okay, He understood that we are flawed. And He also understood the hardness of our hearts. And this does not mean because God tolerated and still tolerates a lot of us that whatever we did was okay, or whatever these people in the Bible did was okay. He didn't establish it as an ideal, okay? If you look at Genesis 2 verse 24, you read, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Okay, not three, not four, one. I mean, not two, one flesh. And listen to the verse. It does not say one spirit. It says one flesh. Okay, one flesh, emphasis on flesh. When Jesus addressed marriage in Matthew 19, he pointed out to this original design. He did not point them toward multiplying or multiple partners. He pointed to a covenant, okay? And the biblical pattern is clear. Where polygamy appears. Okay, where polygamy appears in the Bible, the pattern is clear. It's always often followed by conflict. In my opinion, where covenant is honored, stability is strengthened. The world has just found a simple new language for old behavior, okay? They're making excuses now with this twin flame and I wouldn't say these dynamics don't exist. What I'm saying is people are misusing it. The modern world is finding new ways for old behaviors. A man today, he may not admit to himself, I want another woman. Okay? I'm tired of the one I have. Instead, he's going to tell himself, oh, the universe revealed my twin flame to me. He may not admit to himself, I'm dissatisfied and I'm seeking novelty because I'm bored of the beach. Instead, he says, God has showed me my kingdom spouse. The wording just changes, okay? The desire often doesn't change. The twin flame concept, when we look at it in its purest form, okay, if you look at the twin flame, there's a twin flame reading, twin flame chirality, and there's even a post I made about this twin flame dynamic. When you look at the twin flame in its purest form, it's not about collecting romantic partners. It's not about abandoning commitments whenever you have some type of strong attraction to another individual. It's not a license for infidelity or emotional betrayal or perpetual expansion of relationships, okay? Fundamentally at its core, if you look at the twin flame dynamic, it's a very profound relationship. It speaks of reflection. It speaks of spiritual growth, personal transformation, and the confrontation of your inner flaws, okay? It is this dynamic, it's meant to challenge your ego. It's not meant to feed your ego. So a person claiming twin flame connection while simultaneously being in a romantic relationship with someone else or being married to other individuals or one individual for that matter, they fundamentally misunderstand this concept, or if they do not misunderstand this concept, they basically just sly and sneaky and they misusing it to their advantage. Spiritual growth requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. It requires being truthful. It requires you being responsible. What it does not require is growing a list of wives and girlfriends. I'm sorry, okay, if I get upset. No, I'm not. Not sorry. Not sorry. Now, if you look at the kingdom spouse, we're going to talk about this Christian kingdom spouse thing. It's also frequently abused. Okay? I just want to mention that God is not in the business of blessing deception. Okay? God does not require us to be dishonest to fulfill certain plans. If you, as a man, have a wife or a girlfriend, and you have a secret relationship or a relationship that requires you to be secretive, manipulative, to break trust, to cause emotional neglect or betrayal, should not be labeled as divine. Simply because you decide there's some type of religious connotation to it according to you. Okay? And this is why I'm making this video, because I want women to recognize spiritual manipulation when they see it. If a man repeatedly invokes God, destiny or soul contracts or twin flames or kingdom spouses or divine revelations every time he encounters a new romantic interest. You should ask yourself whether these concepts, excuse me, are these concepts revealing God's will? Ask yourself this. Is this concept revealing, this is what the watchers of these people, the viewers of their videos, ask yourself, are these concepts, is it revealing God's will? Or is it merely concealing someone's personal appetite? If a man has genuine integrity, he doesn't need to hide behind personal or spiritual terminology. He will speak plainly. He will be open. He will accept the responsibility for his choices. He wouldn't expect women and children to carry the emotional burden of his desires and his choices while he enjoys the benefits of his choices. Other people have to carry the burden of the consequences of his choices. More often than not, the victims in these dynamics are often the children. And children, they thrive in stability. They thrive with consistency, in security, in consistent affection and clear family bonds, okay? And they basically, when you cause situations like this, what you're doing is you're causing competition for attention, for resources, for approval, to belong. Is this the type of energy that you want your kids to grow in? Then you're not a very good dad and you're not worthy to be called a father. Every additional household that this man enters to creates new pressures, okay? Every new additional partner creates more complexities. And every divided loyalty that you have, it's going to leave its mark, definitely, eventually. And I feel, in my opinion, women should really ask themselves the hard type of questions before they accept situations like this. Okay? Because I've noticed that sometimes when a man goes into another marriage, some of the wives are not happy about it, but he still continues to do it as if it's his right to do it. Okay? Even in this series on that I mentioned. So before you enter into such a dynamic, before you even think of something like this, think about the kids that you're going to have. Will this arrangement bring peace or confusion in your life, in your kids' life? Will it strengthen the children, their future, or will it complicate it? Will it increase the stability that they have, so the security, or will it create some type of rivalry? Okay. Will it honor commitment? Okay. Or will it dilute the commitment? Will it require honesty or excuses? I don't care how you sugarcoat, how these men sugarcoat their spiritual language. You're sugarcoating your spiritual language, these men that I just spoke about. And no amount of spiritual language can transform selfishness into virtue, because this is all it is. It doesn't matter how many mystical phrases you use or mystical terminologies you use. It's still irresponsibility that you're trying to cover up. And you're trying to cover up irresponsibility, and you're trying to sugarcoat it and make it out like it's something sacred. I don't care how intelligent or educated you are, or if you have a theology degree, according to you, okay, or whatever amount of religious vocabulary you have, you cannot turn that. It's like that's indulgence, okay? You trying to turn indulgence into righteousness. You have to understand this, divine female. The truth is often much simpler than the story being told. And I want you to hear this. Huddle in closely. Okay, come closer. Come closer. I want you to listen to this. Sometimes a man has not discovered the twin flame. Sometimes he simply discovered another woman he desires. The difference between integrity and manipulation is whether he has the courage to admit it to himself. He just has to have the courage to admit it to himself, and you have to have the courage to admit to yourself that you basically just being desired for your physical appearance. He doesn't value you as a human being. He doesn't see you as an individual. If a man accumulates women like it's like sports cars or whatever, you the trophy. That's all you are. And I want you to please take note of this. A lot of times when women go into polygamous relationships, it's because of financial stability as well. And I totally get this. I really do. But God Almighty, I would rather work my fingers to the bone than ever go into something like this. But anyway, the choice is yours. I cannot make up your mind for you. I can just bring up scriptures, and you have to like decide for yourself what you're going to do. Okay, and this is the download that I got. But anyway, I love you. Please take care and God bless you. Bye.